Up next on MOTV Forecast, your Labor Day weekend forecast. Find out whether your extended weekend plans will be enhanced or ruined by the weather. And the tropics stay active. Now that Nana and Omar have dissipated, what else are we watching for development in the Atlantic? And record heat and snow. Learn where a pattern shift will bring heat and snow into early next week. That's all right here, right now on MOTV Forecast. And welcome into MOTV Forecast. We are now in September, which means we are getting right up to the peak of the hurricane season. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later, but first let's start with your Labor Day weekend forecast. And we can see here this Labor Day weekend, we're expecting some nice weather across the U.S. as we head into the day tomorrow. The Northeast and the Midwest is going to be absolutely beautiful. Temperatures just around 80 degrees in New York, a little cooler as we head farther north to New England. Now down in the Southeast, it'll be a little hot. Temperatures getting up into the 90s. Also very hot if we head into the Southwest. Areas like Phoenix getting in on 113-degree heat there. Only real place we should be worrying about some storms for the day tomorrow is portions of southern Texas, and even there it'll be spotty. But aside from that, a fairly dry day across the nation tomorrow. Now, as we head into our Sunday, the chance for some storms does pop up in the Midwest. Areas like Chicago could get in on some rumbles of thunder, as well as portions of the Sunshine State and South Georgia. Now, as we head towards the west, we're staying hot. Sacramento getting in on that 110-degree heat. And up in New York, still staying very mild and beautiful with the temperature of 81 degrees and clear conditions. Pacific Northwest there seeing very similar conditions. And now as we head into our Monday, we do start seeing the storm threats pick up for portions of the Rockies into the Midwest and also in portions of the Florida Peninsula. But still holding on to some nice weather, maybe a little warmer for your Monday in places like New Jersey, New York. But Boston getting in on 78 degrees, fairly nice there. Staying hot in Texas and in the desert Southwest as well. Now, if we do want to take a look at our rainfall outlook, we're expecting some rain in the Midwest, potentially up to 2 to 3 inches for portions of the Midwest, including Illinois. But do notice maybe less than an inch of rain along the eastern seaboard, not expecting much there. But we do have the chance for some snow in portions of the Rockies, and some of those places could be getting up towards a foot or more of snow. We'll get into that, but first let's take a look at the timing for these storms as we head throughout the next couple days. This is going to start around Monday afternoon. We see the storms come down, produce some snow in the Rockies, and then start to make some stormy weather in portions of the Midwest and central portions of the country as we head into the middle to late parts of next week. Could be getting in on some of those storms as we head into portions of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. So that is why we are expecting some rainfall across some of these areas as we head throughout the week. But areas like Hebron, Maryland, if we take a look at your 5-day forecast, we're expecting some nice weather over the next 5 days. Temperatures mostly around the mid-80s. Coolest day will be tomorrow, 81 degrees. So still getting in on even some storms as we head into later on in the day today with a 60% chance of scattered storms there. Now as we head into Flanders, New Jersey, not expecting rain in our 5-day forecast. A nice dry period ahead. And if we do take a look at the 5-day, we see tomorrow we're expecting temperatures to dip into the mid-70s. Some gorgeous weather there. And that will persist throughout the rest of Labor Day weekend. So really a 10 out of 10 Labor Day weekend for you guys there in the Northeast. And if we head into somewhere like Arapahoe, Florida, there's more of a chance of seeing some of those storms isolated for the next 2 days. Get some better chance of some afternoon storms as we head into early parts of next week. Temperatures sticking around 90 degrees there, with the coolest day expected to be Monday in the mid-80s. Now, Tallahassee, Florida, right around the corner there. expected to be even hotter than that. Temperatures flirting with 100 degrees as we head into tomorrow, but the good news is no rain expected for the next 2 days. The rain chance does increase though for your Sunday and Tuesday, where some afternoon and isolated thunderstorms are expected. Temperatures will be hovering around 90 degrees there as well. Now, let's switch gears here to the west heat, and if we take a look at the national pattern, we can see that we expect temperatures to be staying fairly hot in portions of the west as we head throughout the next week, and there will be a significant cool down though in areas like the Midwest and the Rockies that we're going to be noticing. And if we take a look at where the heat is really prevalent right now, we see those heat alerts in terms of excessive heat warnings in these pink shaded areas. That goes for places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Phoenix. Be prepared for some dangerous heat this upcoming Labor Day weekend. Make sure you limit outdoor time periods and stay cool. That's very important, especially with the kind of heat we're seeing. And we can see that with temperatures, Palm Springs, California, flirting with 120 degrees each of the next 3 days for your Labor Day weekend. Phoenix, staying in those 110s. So this is very significant heat, even up in Sacramento, staying above 100 degrees for the next 3 days. So definitely you need to make sure you're taking into account this heat when making those Labor Day weekend plans, and keep hydrated, keep cool as much as possible. Now, the Rockies are going to get in on a little bit of cold and snow here. So we're going to be having some cold and snow possible in portions of the Rockies, as we could see in this graphic, and cooler highs are in the way. Well, Sunday we're expected to be having high temperatures flirting with the 100s in Denver. I want you to specifically look at Denver for this. By the time we get to Tuesday, we're dropping about 60 degrees for your high temperature. Only expected to hit 40 on Tuesday. And this is why we're expecting some snow in the Denver area. Now, if we take a look at the lows for next week, Denver, Monday, your low is supposed to be 57 degrees, but the rest of the week we're getting down to waking up in the 20s for your Wednesday, and all the way across pretty much the Rockies and Taos could be waking up to the teens on your Wednesday. So that is very cold there. And forecast lows into next week. Also, we're seeing here even portions of Kansas City getting a little cool into those 50s. So we flipped the calendar to September, started meteorological fall, and we're starting to see those cooler temperatures, some signs of cooler temperatures, especially with this forecast. And we do want to get that snow timing for you here. We can see Monday afternoon, Montana seeing a lot of rain. It doesn't really turn into snow until it gets over to around overnight Monday into Tuesday, portions of Wyoming and Colorado. But Wednesday morning, we're expecting to see pretty much the snow threat end as it moves into warmer conditions. But before it is all said and done with this, we could be seeing anywhere upwards of a foot or more of snow. We can see that here with portions of Denver just outside that pretty much 5 to 8 inches of snow range. So don't be surprised if you get quite significant totals of snowfall along the Rockies as we head throughout early next week. And that is definitely something we are going to be looking out for. Now, before we head into the tropics, I do want to take a look actually at the tropics itself. We want to be taking a look at the Atlantic satellite, and we can see here we have a lot of areas of convection across the Atlantic basin. We see that just off the coast of Africa and the Caribbean, and the remnants of Omar, which are setting out in the northern Atlantic right now. So we do want to then head into seeing what is the chance that these storms out in the Atlantic develop. Well, if we see here, we have about 3 areas we're watching for the next 2 days, in addition to the tropical depression Omar, which is pretty much fizzling out there along that red dot in the center of the Atlantic. But as we head into the next 5 days, we got another system to talk about. So we're talking about 4 potential areas of development. We'll start off with the one in the northern Atlantic, which has a 20% chance of development per the National Hurricane Center. So not looking at too great odds of seeing that one develop. If anything, it'll probably be subtropical, not looking much in terms of tropical characteristics. But We head out towards the main development region off the coast of Africa. We see a 40% chance of development for our second system, which is the closest to land right now towards the Caribbean islands and home. But we have the greatest chance of development with our third disturbance, which is currently around the Cape Verde Islands, and that has a 70% chance of developing over the next 5 days. So that's a fairly high shot, we're saying, at seeing development. And then another storm yet to come off the coast of Africa has a 50% chance of developing within the next 5 days. Now, we are heading towards the peak of hurricane season today, September 4th. Once we get to September 10th and 11th, that does become the peak of hurricane season. And we do have few names left on our list. We've got only 6 names left on our list of storms, next of which being Paulette. And then we move to our Greek alphabet after we get through the next 6 storms. So that'll be the first time since 2005 that will happen, and we do expect that to happen with the hurricane season forecasts. Well, I do want to thank you so much for joining me here on MOTV Forecast. Hopefully you have an amazing Labor Day weekend. Make the best of it. Even if your weather isn't all that great, we do have a lot of great weather expected from the majority of the lower 48 this upcoming weekend. So thank you so much for joining in on MOTV Forecast, and have a fantastic weekend. Signing off, it's Riley Winch.